guys, welcome back to the channel. Tony here. So today we're doing the install of the brake on the stainless steel lines. So these are from Hell, and you know there's some other ones, Gaffer, and some other ones that are out there, but I didn't really find one that was really the fit the options that I needed for this bike. So on this bike, you're not replacing anything from the hubs back to the ABS, because those are all hardwired, hard lined anyways. So really all you need to do is change these guys right here up to this guy right here. So they're hard lined all the way back, so really you're just running them back to this hub right here, and you're going to go ahead and replace the this line right here. In the back here we already have a good line going to the rear brake master cylinder, so we have to replace this one, and I think there's one more. Yeah, this one, and then we have this one right here to replace. So again, it's just coming back up to, now the hub is back underneath there. You can kind of see it right there. So I got to pull all this junk here so I can get in there and get that out. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. So come along and let's tear this bike apart. Okay, so here you can see the two. These are the rear, these are the front, but I don't have to do those. I just need to do these two banjos right here. So we're going to pull the tank up enough so we can get to that, but I had to pull all this stuff back and open this up so I can get in there and see that. So that'll be, this should be ready. All we need to do is lift the tank enough so that we might not even have to. So we're going to kind of play that by ear right now. Well, actually we will be lifting it because it does come up around through here and then there, so you can see them right there. There's two lines right down in there, kind of go up there and drop down around through here. So we got some stuff to take off down here and open that up. We will be draining the system completely, so until I get everything opened up, then I'll go ahead and pump dry the rear system, which is up here, and then also the front system. So we're gonna, now that we're still gonna open up some stuff here, get the tank up. I don't know if I'm gonna have to take this off to get into there, but I might just, well, it looks pretty accessible. I can get a wrench in there, so I think we're okay there. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bleed the front system. So we're going to go ahead and bleed this and suck it dry so that we can go ahead and start removing all of this stuff right here. All right, so the next thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and pull the banjo. We don't have to pull, I don't think we have to pull the rotor itself, but we do need to pull this right here. We'll go ahead and start doing that. Undo this. Pull this, pull the banjos off, get the fairing off, and then we'll start hosing from there. All right, so we'll go ahead and pull this. So that's those two guys. All right, so I think next we need to pull this guy right here. And we'll go ahead and repeat that on the other side. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pull this. Can be a little tough. This little guy right here. The other one came out pretty easy. Pops right off here. Yeah, there we go. Then you got your ABS sensor right here, which will pop that out. Okay. So that's all free. This should just come right off, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Front fender is removed. So you can see we've freed up the lines here. We can go ahead and take the banjo off here. Everything is freed up. Should be fairly simple. Then we have to work up in here and take these off, get this free. So we'll do that next. All right, next we'll go ahead and break our banjos loose. What I like to do is I'll take a bag here and I'll put this in the bag and then just zip lock this up. That way anything that's bleeding out, then I'll go ahead and stick the banjo bolt back in here just to keep that area safe and clean. All right, so next we're going to unclip these little lines right here. Looks like they're just a clip. Yeah, just pop them off. That way we can free the ABS. So you can see they're just a little clip in there like that. All right, so it looks like there's 3. So we got those free. See if there's another one on the other side. All right, looks like that's the bolt right there that we need to pull off. That's an 8mm. We get that sucker off. It's not a lot of room to get like a socket in there, so using an open wrench. All right, so we got that one out. This guy right here, which relieves this, so now I can pop all of this off of this line here, because we're going to need these, but we don't need the lines. So we'll go ahead and clean that up next. All right, so we got this bracket off right here. We'll reuse this once we put the new lines. All right, so you can see I've removed this whole fairing right here, so I have clear access to these guys right here, because I think you're really going to need that access. So we're going to go ahead and break these loose and break these loose, and then we can go ahead and pull this off. They're individually, so I can do one, get the whole bottom down, then I can do this one goes to the brake lever. So it looks like that's going to work out pretty good. All right, so you can see, so here's the block. I went and loosened these up, loosened everything up. So now I'm going to pull these, then I can pull these and pull this block out and go ahead and get rid of these 2 lines right here. I've got everything freed up, all of these brackets and stuff out of the way. This is out of the way, so we're going to go ahead and get to that next. Okay, so we got those out. Use a 10, that was an 8mm. We used a 10 on these just to back these guys out. It shouldn't be once you break them loose, they come out pretty easy. You can almost hand do them from here. Taking all this out really makes a huge difference, you know, without having that fairing and everything here in the way. I mean, I'm sure you could probably do it from a top here, but why? All right, let's get these out. They should go right back in pretty easily. All right, so we're just finishing loosening these up. Might have a little bit of residual fluid, but we shouldn't have anything major because we sucked her dry. All right, there's one. Get them to the point where you can just kind of loosen them up with your hands. There we go, so they're both off. See, so now we got both of them off and out, so we should be able to remove those. All right, so that's what she looks like once you pull those blocks off. So we'll go ahead and do the bottom one first, and then we'll go ahead and take it off of the master cylinder here. We got to cut a lot of stuff loose and get that thing out of there. So we'll get this bottom one in, and then we'll work on the top one. All right, so we got the first one threaded on right there, and it lines up perfect. So then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and secure that bolt, and then we'll tighten that up. We won't tighten it up too much because we might need to spin this. So we don't know where this is going to be yet, but I do want to get it just kind of started. All right, so we got the top one in. It's kind of a pain because it's kind of a tight bend here, and you have to make sure you can get it all up into these areas here. So you can see we've got the line here, and we just got to get it into the grommet. All right, so we got both of them in. You can see they're still loose. I haven't tightened those up, but I've got this tight, and that tight. Those 3 are tight. And then we'll go ahead and tighten up these, and then we're going to see about the routing of this. So I'm not sure right now, I just have it temporary hooked up, but I got to get the fender here and see exactly what's up here. All right, so we got the grommets back on, and we got the line. This looks about right. Everything's looking okay. So we'll just have to see once I get, but you can see that's where those 2 lines come in. No binding, no nothing. I didn't use these grommets because I'm using these grommets right here. I still have to put all this stuff back up, but I'm just kind of wanting to get this really pretty much just goes in there. All right, so we're gonna get ready and do the rear now. So I removed this cover here just to give me some more access there. I don't think I need to remove the muffler. I have complete access to this right here, which is the only thing. So I just gotta pop all these little grommets off like that so that I can get to the hose. This, and then this hose goes up and over and comes down into there. So that's kind of what I'm looking at is, and then we'll see about, you can see them right there. So I'm gonna lift the tank up just to give me some finger room and so on. All right, so we got the tank lifted. So you can see I have some finger room back here. I don't really have to do anything else with anything there. I just need to get these hoses right here, right underneath here, out. So we'll start disassembling and see what happens. All right, so now that we got all that out, we'll go ahead and disconnect and drain a little bit more there. We don't have to disconnect this one. Actually, we do. We don't have to disconnect this one right here. Go ahead and put this into the bag here, just to make sure we don't have any excess. We'll go ahead and put this back. All right, so now we can start disconnecting. So we got another one here. We'll go ahead and take this one off next. All right, so we're getting these little clamps off. So this one, I don't think I need to do anything more. There's another screw back here, but I don't think I need to do that. But you know what? We will, just to get it out of the way. All right, so it looks like we got another 8mm. So we got quite a bit going on here. So we'll go ahead and pop these off. This one's similar to the one up front where it was kind of clamped over it. We'll go ahead and remove this grommet here and reuse it like we did up on the front there. So yeah, it looks like we got one more attachment right there. So we have this hose is this one right here, and then there's the one that's right here, this guy. Possibly another clip here. Let's see what happens. Excellent. So this is just a it clamps on there and holds that in. So we'll pull this grommet because they're split. At least they were on the, if not, I'll split them and then put them back on. And all right, so this one's free pretty much. So we're gonna see if we can pull that one off now. All right, so there she is. Here's our tank. We can get this out of the way a little bit. We still have some slack. Nothing's really pulling yet. That should be a 12. All right, so let's see if we can't pull this first one off. Make sure we don't drop anything in there. Just want to thread this in to keep any debris or anything from falling in there. That wouldn't be good. I think we need to move this up higher, so we're going to go ahead and do that next. So you can kind of see that we've got a lot more room up here so that we can play around with these hoses and get them out. So that's what we're going to try. That's next. All right, so nothing's really tied in there. I don't see anything holding it in except just the fact that it's there. So we're going to go ahead and, so it looks like it's this one. One thing holding it there. All right. We'll go ahead and pull this one off and get that out of the way and see if that helps. All right, so we got this hose out, but I want to note which one goes where. So I got to go do that right now. Otherwise we'll be in a mess. All right, so there's the first one. We'll just hand tighten it. But we're going to leave it off for right now, just so that we can get the other one out. So you can see, so we'll just leave this here for right now until we can get the other one out. So we've got the blue line in, so now we just need to take out this one right here. So we'll take that one off next. We already broke it loose, so we just need to pull it and get the hose out of the way so we can plug it. Boy, this is tough on big hands. All right, so we got that one threaded in. Yeah, doing these would be a nightmare. Pretty sure that goes there, so this end goes up. We don't need any grommets up there. All right, so there we go. We'll go ahead and get our washers on. So we'll reuse this. I like using the factory banjos. Not the factory banjos, but the factory nut. Now comes the hard part. Need a little bit more finesse, so we'll bring in the big guns. We just line that up over the hole. Kind of flying blind here because it's really hard to see, but you can feel when you get it threaded. So that one's threaded. We'll go ahead and hand tighten it for now. Make sure we got both washers on there. All right, that part's done. I'm not sure what all this is about, but it looks like, let's go ahead and get it hooked up. This one's a little easier because you can, there we go. Nice, perfect fit. So we'll have to see what we're gonna do with this heat shrink. I guess that's to get it down in this area where the grommets are, but I don't think these grommets are gonna fit over that. I think there's a grommet back up in here, which we'll need. So we'll go ahead and get, yeah, so there was a grommet we need right back up in here. Remember this guy? This guy's got to get out of the way for a minute. So you can see I just cut this grommet off, and now I can put that on over here and see how that works. All right, so we got the front installed. So you can see we got everything where it needs to be. Goes up underneath. Got this side, all my connections. So you can see here's where the grommet is. And the other grommet goes up through here. A little bit of adjusting to do, but you can see that's where the line and the blocks are, right there. And we have our line coming up through there for the front brake. And then you can see there's where that line comes up, comes down through there, and then up through the back there. Everything's grommeted down. So yeah, fairly easy installation. I would definitely say that this is an easy job. It's really not that difficult. You just need to lift the tank. You don't have to take the tank off, just lift it up enough. You can just suspend it from the ceiling. Get your lines in and everything, and it only took a couple hours to do. So after I got everything hooked up, I ran a full bottle through both the cylinders, the master cylinders, and topped them off. And I did get a couple rides with it. It really is, it makes a difference. You know, when you first ride one of these, and with the stock, the front end's a little mushy and the brakes feel a little mushy. But once you put these lines on, and then I got the Hyperpro front springs, that front end is really solid. And the brakes just feel so solid without the fading or the mushiness of them. So it's a really good upgrade, I think, not just only for the fact that you are, you know, putting the better brake lines, but you know, one thing that will fail over time on the rubber ones is the connections. These connections right here on the rubber, they're the ones that will fail on you over time, especially down here, like here. These ones that, you know, that's where they tend to fail on the rubber. So it just gives you more of a peace of mind having that, you know, solid line. I know that some of the other bikes, maybe some of the earlier models, I'm not really sure about the 20, 21, 22, but this bike has hard lines from the block all the way down to the module here. And then from the module, you just have your brake lines going for the rear. And then from the block up front here, from this block, is where you have the solid line. So then you really just need to go from the front block to the front wheel, and then from the ABS, the what used to be the master cylinders area back here, but being I converted, it just ties into this brake actuator, and then the other ones back there. So anyways, I'd call it a definitely worthwhile thing for this bike, and a pretty easy installation. And yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up this bike. But anyways, if this video was helpful, give me a thumbs up. I can't give you a thumbs up with the left hand yet. Give me a thumbs up, and like and subscribe. That will help me do more stuff for the channel and get you guys more upgrades and how-tos and what I do with the bike and adventures and so on. But anyways, that's the last thing for right now. We got a few more things we're doing to the bike, and we'll get to those on the next time. Later.